Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos have theory why they always get sick during holidays. The couple insists between cough drops and a dramatically oversized mug of tea, a conspiracy stitched into every tinsel strand and paper napkin at holiday gatherings. It's not a virus that targets celebrities. It's not a curse from an angry elf. No, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos have a theory, and like all good holiday theories, it is part science, part romantic comedy, and part something you whisper to friends while passing the cranberry sauce. It began, Kelly says with mock exasperation, the year everything went perfectly until it didn't. We had the perfect tree, the kids were sparkling, the cookies were Instagram ready, she remembers, voice bright as a stage light. And then, boom, 3 days before Christmas, Mark sounds like a foghorn, and I have the energy of a phone at 3% battery. Mark, who is always equal parts practical and theatrical, raises one eyebrow and leans in. We think the holidays are secretly designed to recalibrate your immune system, to remind it that rest is for January. Their theory, as they describe it, has several parts. First, the great sentiment spike. From Thanksgiving to New Year's, humans collectively decide to become more affectionate, more social, and more generous with their appetites. This torrent of activity, hugging long-lost relatives, sampling 7 kinds of pie, letting strangers hold your baby at the tree farm, creates what they call the social exposure multiplier. Each warm hug is also an opportunity for 1,000 microscopic hitchhikers, and every party is a tiny airport terminal for germs. Kelly adds, it's like your immune system is doing a surprise round of open mic night just when you were about to take a break. But they don't stop at germs. There's also the calendar collision. We deprive ourselves for months of quiet, Mark explains. Then we pile joy, travel, work deadlines, and 3 holiday specials onto 2 weeks. The immune system hates being ambushed. Their household, they confess, runs on a schedule of school concerts, photos, flights, and live TV segments, a perfect storm for stress. Stress, says Kelly, wagging a finger like a schoolteacher, is the secret ingredient that turns a sniffle into a melodrama. They've also nominated sugar as co-conspirator. At their home, cookies are a public health hazard wrapped in powdered sugar. Sugar gives you a tiny love letter on the tongue and then punches your white blood cells in the back, Mark says with a grin. Kelly nods solemnly. You eat 3 peppermint bark pieces and you have the immune system of a doormat. They propose a sugar-to-immune response ratio that, if plotted, would look suspiciously like a holiday bell curve. Quite pretty, but not great for staying upright. Next in their playful litany, the thermostat tango. 1 minute you're in a freezing airport, the next you're inside a building heated to tropical humidity, Mark says. Your body thinks it's auditioning for a weather-themed reality show. Kelly, who believes in the moral importance of a good scarf, insists that rapid temperature changes confuse mucous membranes, which must now make an on-the-fly costume change from parka to cocktail dress. Their solution: layers. Also, a suspiciously high number of fashionable scarves on camera segments. But the most charming part of their theory is the emotional hangover hypothesis. We put ourselves through emotional marathons, Kelly explains. We cry at every commercial, we rehearse surprise faces for family members we've seen 300 times, and we present a curated version of joy on social media. That takes a lot of emotional bandwidth. Mark nods. When you spend so much energy performing happiness, your body files a complaint for overtime. The complaint's name: the flu. The paperwork: a sore throat and a 2-day nap. They have a romantic addendum to the theory, too, because of course they do. There's what they call contagious caregiving, the phenomenon where one spouse, dutiful and tender, falls ill first and the other, having spent nights making soup and performing couchside symphonies to the tune of daytime TV, collapses into a shared ruin of Kleenex. It's like the ecosystem of caring collapses into a single colony of germs, Mark says, mildly proud of the imagery. Kelly, eyes soft, says, we catch each other's hearts and apparently each other's colds. To prove their point, and because nothing seals a hypothesis like a little theater, they reenact scenarios. There is the mistletoe exchange, a family reunion where tradition dictates a passionate kiss under hanging greenery, which Kelly insists is an ancient microbial bridge. There is also the airport shuffle, Two people maneuvering luggage, a toddler, a latte, and a last-minute boarding pass while the universe coughs politely nearby. Both demonstrate, dramatically and with impeccable timing, how easily a cough becomes a communal chorus. They also introduce a pseudoscientific term with the solemnity of a TED Talk, viral vanity. This is the idea that people are more likely to go out when they look good, because who wants to stay home alone in sweatpants? We dress up, we go out, Kelly says, polishing a non-existent halo. We unleash a parade of tissues and handshakes. Mark, ever the realist, points out the irony. We spend more on our outfits than our sleep, then wonder why our faces are on a before poster at the local urgent care. But the couple doesn't leave us trembling in a pile of scarves. Their theory is, at heart, a love letter. It is a recognition that holidays squeeze the very best and worst out of us. The same forces that conspire to make them reach for the thermos and the NY quill are the ones that conjure the perfect surprise for their daughter or the laughter in the kitchen at 2 a.m. Maybe getting sick is the body's way of saying you gave everything, Kelly muses. Maybe it's a tiny, inconvenient badge. So what are the remedies according to Ripa and Consuelos? Not sermons about long-term lifestyle changes, but practical, wry, affectionate rules born of experience. Bring your own mug, because it reduces unknown microbial diplomacy. Keep a scarf in the car at all times, a talisman against the thermostat tango. Design a post-holiday day of nothing, a cultural buffer zone for the immune system to file its paperwork. And perhaps most importantly, allow room for imperfection. If the tree is Instagram perfect and someone gets the flu, that's the real story, Mark says. That's the warm, imperfect reality that makes holidays human. They also prescribe humor as vaccine adjuvant. The immune system loves a laugh. Kelly will perform an impromptu jingle about cough drops. Mark will narrate the ritual of hand washing in a voice like a nature documentary host. Their medicine is empathy served with a ridiculous bow. At the end of their theory, which reads like a mini manifesto, Kelly and Mark lean into the one certainty that binds all holiday anxieties. People are messy, time is short, and love is loud. We will always get sick at the holidays, Kelly says, with the kind of calm you get after many seasons of live television and parenting. But we will also always have stories. We will have the people we love to limp through the sniffles with. Mark raises his mug, Kelly matches him, and they toast to the glorious, ridiculous, germ-laden holiday season. In their view, a cold is not a curse but a comical footnote to a larger symphony of togetherness. If their theory is right, antibodies and affection are not opposites but partners in the dance of December. And the next year, they resolve, they'll try to wear an extra layer and maybe, just maybe, invest in better hand sanitizer. As they exit stage left, coughing and laughing in equal measure, the takeaway is simple and consoling. If you find yourself knocked flat by a holiday cold, you're not failing. You're participating in an ancient, endearing, slightly germy tradition. And that, for Kelly and Mark, is reason enough to sing through the sniffles.